Hello guys, I'm that trash over there, and I'm bringing you my first recorded Pokemon competitive Wi-Fi battle, and this was against my cousin Saul. We were both into competitive battles back in early 5th gen and all throughout 4th gen, so let's just get started to this battle. I lead off with my Espeon, and he leads off with Rotom Wash form. I go ahead and go for the light screen, predicting any special move, most likely the Volt Switch, which indeed does. And if without the Volt Switch, I would know it would have done half, but instead it does 4 damage. So he now switches into his Talonflame, and fearing the Brave Bird, I go into my defensive Quagsire set, and I know from personal experience, I know it wouldn't do much to a Quagsire, but he predicts that and goes for a U-turn. With that, he would switch into his Roserade, which is his special hitter. I get my leftovers, healing whatever that U-turn did, which was minimal damage. I switch out, fearing the Leaf Storm, and I go into my Espeon. With the Light Screen up, I thought I could live a Leaf Storm, but with that much damage into me, I just don't live it. The power that Roserade does is just incredible. I actually thought I would have a chance to survive. So with his special attack down and seeing that he has Life Orb, I go into my Talonflame, and I go ahead and just go for the U-turn, knowing he would predict my priority Brave Bird, and he goes into his Rotom Wash form. The U-turn does actually pretty good damage for him being a defensive Rotom and me having just a Choice Band. I go into my Lucario, and right away I just Mega Evolve just so I can have that max amount of power I could do with my close combat that I'm about to do. And surprisingly, I actually thought he would live some HP, but he actually it destroys. The close combat destroys. I really underestimated this Lucario, and that does lower down my defenses. He goes into his Chandelure, and I am actually a mixed Lucario. I go for the Dark Pulse, and that does not kill. I actually thought it would kill, but apparently he is a sub Pain Split set, and he goes directly for the substitute. I go for the Dark Pulse just to clear out the substitute. I thought he would Fire Blast here, or a fire move, to take out my Lucario, but he goes for the Pain Split, and I don't know, he probably should have gone for the Fire Blast, but I think he had a Life Orb, but he might have just wanted his Chandelure for now. But he switches out, goes into his Quagsire, predicting the Dark Pulse, and that Dark Pulse does, well, decent damage for being a Quagsire, but I don't know. Quagsires don't really have good special defenses, but right here my light screen wears off and I forgot I had it. I go directly for the Aura Sphere, and to my knowledge it does not kill, which is pretty weird because Lucario has actually pretty good special attack, and it has most of the EV spread into the special attack. He goes for the Scald, I guess predicting my switch into Talonflame, predicting the Earthquake, but I just stay in. I go for the Dragon Pulse, just fearing if Chandelure would come back in, predicting my Aura Sphere, but I just wanted to attack that would kill anything. He goes into his Talonflame. I switch out because I feel that I still need my Mega Lucario, and I go into my Quagsire to take that priority Brave Bird, in which it actually does less, doesn't even do around half. It, maybe half with that prior damage I had from his U-turn. With leftovers, it restores me to more than half HP. Right here, he goes for the U-turn, just not predicting that I will probably go with Scald, but instead I actually go for the Recover because knowing he would U-turn and not stay in. The U-turn, he goes into his Roserade. I recover. I gain most of my HP back, and with the leftovers, it's like 99% of my HP is back. Right here, I know for a fact he's going to go for a Leaf Storm because he does not want to overpredict, and I go into my Lucario just as Death Fodder because I just don't want it, and I didn't want anything else to take a Leaf Storm, but he actually goes for the Sleep Powder, which predicted my switch and missed, which actually kind of mattered because he might have like set up his spikes because he told me he had spikes. But I go for the Dragon Pulse, doesn't do much, and he right ahead goes for the Leaf Storm. He did not want to miss another Sleep Powder. That takes out my Lucario, and I go into my Talonflame, and I just do not want to overpredict, and I do go for the priority Brave Bird, and he actually predicts of Flare Blitz, and so he goes into his Chandelure, but if I just did not want to overpredict, I wanted to hit something with the immense power with the Choice Band. That leaves him with some recall. He goes into his Mawile, and the Intimidate lowers my attack, so even though Mawile has pretty good defenses, I switch out knowing he's going to Mega Evolve, and probably, I don't know, he's going to probably go for a play rough, so I go into my Quagsire to see how much a Mega Mawile's play rough would do. And, well, let's just say I don't take it well. It actually does over half. I would say around 60%. Around there. My leftovers, I gained some HP back. I just don't want anything to take a play rough, so I let my Quagsire to take the hit and faint. So right now, I go into my Azumarill, which is the only thing I know can probably take a play rough, or probably not, but he goes for the Iron Head and leaves me with 1 HP. And then I just go with a Waterfall. I'm actually Life Orbed, and that does over half. The Waterfall and Life Orb takes me out. With that, I go into Talonflame, and I knew he's going to predict the Flare Blitz, so I go for a Brave Bird. And that Brave Bird easily takes out his Talonflame, and that leaves him without his own priority Brave Bird. I take recall from the Brave Bird, and he switches back into his Mega Mawile. I just go directly for a priority Choice Band Brave Bird, just to see how much it does, but I know he was going to take out, which surprisingly, I thought it took it actually pretty well. I thought I would do less, but he goes for play rough, easily takes out my Talonflame. Right now, I know I could probably take a play rough from Mawile, but he goes for a Sucker Punch. I'm thinking he is slower than my Dragonite, which he probably is because I am max speed. Go directly for the Earthquake, and that easily takes out his Mawile and breaks my Marvel Scale. He goes into his Roserade, and he goes for a Sleep Powder again, misses, but honestly that didn't matter because I had the Lumberry, and the Fire Punch would easily take him out. So that's battle, guys. 1-0. Please check out Saul, as he's known on YouTube as SuperSVD. He does Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! So yeah, see you later, guys.